Already know what it is. Back at it once again. It's your boy, Super M with Ringside VR, the place to be for everything virtual boxing. And tonight, we got a special fight for you. It's the return of the bad boy of Ringside VR, Joemama, who in his own debut fight shocked the world with the most dastardly, evil, dirty boxing KO that one could have ever I still can't believe it worked, and you in the chat has not forgiven him yet. But tonight, he faces the ultimate challenge. Newcomer to the ring, Don, the Gravedigger Ellis, promises to make a name for himself by burying all opposition. He's come for everybody in the Discord. So get your tombstones ready in the comments below, because this might be a funeral. Now, before we get on to this exciting match, I want to remind you guys that we are doing weekly recorded exhibition matches in the Discord. So if you think you got the hands and you want to show your stuff, hit that link in the description below and join the Discord for your chance to be on the big stage. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and get to this next battle. All right, let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this match. We've got the Gravedigger, Don Ellis, taking on the bad boy of RSVR, Joemama. Don Ellis in his debut match coming in as the taller fighter at 5'11", but suffering a massive elo disadvantage with just 1,000 elo compared to Joemama's 2,100. Joemama, being the shorter fighter at 5'5", looking to take advantage of that, probably leaning into the body, but he's got a mixed style, so we don't know what to expect. Introducing first. Fighting out of the blue corner, this VR boxer is on a mission to bury all the ops that stand in his way. Put some gravestones together in the chat for the Gravedigger, Don Ellis! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this VR boxer is infamous for his dirty boxing style and crushing rib shots. Known as the bad boy of RSVR, give it up for Joemama! All right, we got a special match for you guys tonight. We got the bad boy of Ringside VR, Joemama, taking on Don, the Gravedigger Ellis, here in his debut match. Joemama rocking that classic purple, but this time Don Ellis showing up to the dance with the same outfit but some pink gloves. You gotta love the tension that's gonna be built up here, Solly. Joemama has a lot to prove today. Known as a body hook spammer because of his first video against Cardio Cam, he's got to prove to everyone that he can actually throw these hands. And Don, the Gravedigger Ellis, looking to put his first opponent in the grave. Solly, how are you feeling about this fight?
I'm super excited. We got another slight mismatch, but I love the way that Don Ellis is just holding this intimidating big man boxing style, right? He's throwing big, heavy shots, almost like a Big Bang Zhang kind of fight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Joemama doing his best to dodge them right now.
Absolutely,
Give
bro.
some counterplay.
Absolutely. And if you're Joemama, you're the shorter fighter, right? So obviously you're looking to score a lot of hits to the body. Shorter fighters in this game are notorious for getting in on you and hitting you with the hooks. But the big man, Don Ellis, posting up, and I love the big body kind of presence that he's hosting. If you know about Don Ellis, you'll know that if you hit him with a light shot, man, he's gonna shake that off and he's gonna show you that you ain't got nothing. Just like right there, you ain't got nothing, Jack. You gotta come and get at this real.
Yeah, Joemama getting so many ribs is about to open a Chili's, and Don Ellis doing a good job of keeping that guard low and defending the body and just swinging these big shots. Not always the same, coming from different angles, sometimes throwing some uppercuts in there, but not really working jabs, right? Really working on those big power shots. And, ooh, I like seeing this little bit of a post technique. Can be very effective if you know what you're doing.
Look, I'm a big
Joemama,
fan of that,
though,
my friend.
unfazed for now.
Big fan of that one myself, bro.
Yeah,
like
Joemama
I remember I
unfazed for
used to post up on you back in the day when we used to spar against each other, trying to get a little blinded, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to stick that hand out in Joemama's face because he has the longer reach. He's just trying to keep him busy. But Joemama showing us a different look this time, though, Solly. Like, he's going for a lot of headshots right there, rocking Don Ellis, and you didn't think the little man had him in him, but he's keeping that pressure up on the big man.
Yeah, maybe Don Ellis expecting too many body shots, gets hit with a couple of good, sharp, short rights, very quick little straights. Again, not knockout power, but very effective. And Joe taking a little bit of control in this first round, starting to pile on some heavier damage to Don Ellis.
Absolutely, man. This is a different look from Joemama. And like we said, he's got a lot to prove today because, spamming has been a big topic of conversation in the community lately. And people don't like when you hit with multiple shots. Speaking of multiple shots, Joemama taking multiple shots to the head right now from Don Ellis, but coming around relatively unscathed, though. Joemama, great defensive work. The head movement is on point, and I like to see it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this replay here from round number 1. And early on, Don Ellis getting rocked, showing that ugly face, trying to shake it off, trying to show Joemama that he's not hurt, but Joemama not falling for it, taking a blow on the chin, but really delivering one right back to the big man, Don Ellis.
Yeah, and we can see here Joemama really working that headshot very well with that right hand. Just finding quick little shots, but also keeping up a pretty constant pace, right? There's different, it's not just spam. There's sort of different, levels of gears you can go into and stay on the gas. And Joemama showing that he has got several and a lot of stamina in the tank. Now, he's someone who has been playing VR fighting games for years now. Seen him in EOC and other events, and we know he has got the stamina to throw down with all of the OGs.
Absolutely. And right now, this is very interesting because Joemama showing us that he's got the hands and he's got the defensive capabilities to mitigate damage from Don Ellis. Don Ellis not really finding his pace and his range yet, trying to throw a few shots to the body, but every time he comes in, for every shot that he throws, Joemama's throwing about 2 or 3 right back at him.
Yeah, and he is tagging them. He is getting them on the face, on the body, and the ribs. Joemama now mixing up his guards and stances, switching from a peekaboo to a bit of a Philly shell to a bit more of a cross guard, and showing that he has understanding of all these VR games. Another guard here, and again, all these different defensive moves that Joe is using are starting to frustrate Don Ellis. His pace has slowed down. He's not landing as much as he was before, and he's getting caught more often. Joe is really taking control of this round.
Absolutely. Big uppercut there from Don Ellis. Finally catches Joemama slipping at the wrong opportunity, but doesn't get to capitalize. And this is going to be detrimental for Don Ellis because there's very few times that he's been able to rock Joemama in this fight, and he's got to make those count when he can.
Yeah, Joemama showing some great head movement there afterwards, putting on a little bit of an Ultra Instinct mode. Would love to see it. Don Ellis trying to be a little more aggressive here, not working. Joe countering him, moving off to the angles, and just always throwing shots, moving forward, moving backwards. He's using great boxing techniques here. Those who saying he's just a body shot spammer, they're about to be sorely mistaken. You got to watch out for this man.
Absolutely, man. Like Solly, if you're Don Ellis, right? You're the bigger fighter. You're having a hard time pinning down this little guy. He's not doing what you expect him to do. Like, how do you adjust if you're Don Ellis? Oh my God! That's how you adjust.
That's how you do it right there.
You just blow him up. Don Ellis answered the question for me, and the big man with a big flex, showing us that hey, all it takes is one good shot. That KO power from Don the Gravedigger Ellis.
Yeah, Joemama getting up and immediately coming back with a lot of aggression. And I think that's the right call here. He was doing pretty good in that early part of the match. This is no reason to let Don Ellis seize the full momentum. Don Ellis, though, getting very encouraged from landing that knockdown and is using that same shot, that post overhand or that post straight.
Absolutely.
And I like to see what I used there for the defense, crowding him up a little bit there. Good clinch work.
Absolutely, man. And we misjudged Don Ellis. He wasn't just posting up earlier just to blind Joemama. He was actually just wanting to find the perfect range for the perfect shot. And there goes Joemama with the baby back rib shots, trying to use his classic rib rush, but it does not faze the big man Don Ellis. Too little, too late in that round. Don Ellis, man, seizing control over this round. And let's take a look. First off, that big uppercut, well-timed, rocked Joemama, boom, right on the side of the head, ringing his bell, but did not get to capitalize. And Joemama coming back with a flurry of his own. I like to see this from Joemama. He's got a different style now. You're expecting the ribs, and he's able to just pelt you 2-3 shots at a time straight to the face before you can even blink. But finally, the big man, the Gravedigger, coming down with a massive post-up cross to the face of Joemama, and the big flex from the big man shows everybody who's really in charge. Taking a look at that from another angle. What a beautiful shot. Just boom, right down the middle. And you already know, if you're Don Ellis, you're feeling really good about that after dealing with Joemama for 2 whole rounds.
Fight!
Yeah, and this is very exciting to see how round 3 is going to go. If Don Ellis is feeling he can have the aggression now, if Joemama feels he's still in control of this match. I liked what I saw from Don Ellis with that post. He was using it, like you said, to find the range, right? If your one hand is touching, then your other hand can just find that same spot. And getting a few early shots that same way on Joemama.
Yeah. Oh,
Joe,
Joemama
though,
now.
putting on a melee.
Bazooka Joemama in the building with the rush down combo. Look, Joe has put himself back into this fight. In my eyes, this is what Joe needed to really show that the lights are not out and that people are still home for Joemama.
Yeah, just a huge volume of punches, but they were very focused and all aimed at specific spots. And he finally lands with that right to the face and puts Don Ellis on the mat.
Don Ellis hurt.
It looks like he is following it up again.
Oh
and
my God!
The same combo!
Wow! Joemama so nice he had to do it twice, Solly, and puts the big man down for the second time in the 3rd round. If Joemama can continue this pace, this match is his in the bag, easy money.
Yeah, Don Ellis has to be careful. I'm pretty sure a 3rd knockdown is going to give him a TKO, if not an outright KO. Joe is starting to cook in this round.
That's what I'm talking about. And the big man, Don Ellis, right now, he's got to regain his composure. I see him posting up, looking for a big uppercut, looking for a big hook, and there, the big right hook land on Joemama, and another stunning blow on Joemama. Could we see a knockdown for Don Ellis? Joemama backing out, and Joemama coming back with shots of his own. This is now a firefight, Solly.
Yeah, using great head movement there. Don Ellis was starting to pick up some momentum, but Joe quickly using footwork, head movement, angles, and counter punches to put the fight back in a safe zone. Still, he's got to be careful. Don Ellis does have that knockout power. You got to always be respectful of it.
And I love the little mirrored taunt there. Don Ellis trying to taunt him, and Joemama responding by mirroring his stance. The frustration that Don Ellis has to be feeling right now, but dealing with Joemama, you can see it on his face. He just wants to knock this guy out one more time. If he could just get one touch on Joemama, that's all he needs. He wants to turn him into dust, and dust, he is trying. Another hook lands for Don Ellis, and Don Ellis is trying to murder this man.
Joemama, though, not giving up, saying, I still got this, holding on to this round. And if he can do that, this match is probably going to go in his favor.
15 seconds
and here
left.
We are getting into the last 10 seconds. Don Ellis trying to find something, but looking a little tired, taking a few shots himself. And we are going to ride this out. Looks like we are going to end this match. Let's go see some of those epic replays. First off, we got Joemama just putting on the combo. Body shots, head shots, body shots, different powerful hits, and that right is the one that does it. But again, each of those shots not going for the, super knockout power that Don Ellis is going for, but just being comfortable saying that each of these shots is hard enough to do damage, is hard enough to rock you, and if I throw enough of them, one of them is going to put you down, just like it does right there.
Solid. And then, like we said earlier, so nice. Your boy Joe had to do it twice. Shortly after knocking down Don Ellis, he comes back in with another beautiful rush down. And Don Ellis hurt here. This is what you like to see from boxers. Once you see that ugly face, you have a small window, very small window to take advantage of that. And Joemama already looking there, slipping right past the big cross that knocked him down early in the round. Very smart and intelligent from Joemama, and coming in and dealing out the damage with great counter hits, and puts the boy Don Ellis in his own grave.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And I think really showing the value of toning down your punches just to get them consistently.
Ladies and
Let's go
gentlemen,
to the final scorecard
your
here.
winner is the red corner.
Yeah, man. No surprises there. Joemama taking the dub. Let's take a look at this scorecard. Solly, tell me your thoughts, man.
Well, unsurprisingly, this match going in favor of Joemama by decision, winning those first and third rounds. Don Ellis getting that knockdown in round 2 actually saved him from a round where he was almost getting doubled in damage. But again, Joemama, 2 knockdowns in round 3, definitely is going to seal the match in his favor. Look at that, a 7-10 round to end it to what was starting to be a close fight. And finally, let's just take a look at that damage. Joemama saying that with my more consistent shots, they're going to land. And, you know, it doesn't matter how heavy you hit. If it misses, it's not going to do anything, and it's just going to tire you out. Joemama, especially in round 2, really starting to find his rhythm. I think if it wasn't for that knockdown, he would have just kept running away with it.
Absolutely. I think that Don Ellis had a good strategy earlier on, posting up constantly, trying to find the range on the little man. It paid off in round number 2, and there were a few key moments, to be honest, where he was about to catch Joemama in round number 3, but Joemama surprised us all and showed that he's not just about the hook spam, and he actually had a lot of good defensive maneuvers, being able to mitigate a lot of the damage coming down from Don Ellis, especially when he slipped that knockout cross that hit him in round number 2 and came back with his own counter hits. That's something you rarely see. We see a lot of fighters able to get out of the way, but none of them capitalize on the space that they make and the overextension of their opponent to come back with a counter hit, and that's just what Joemama did in this match. So shout outs to Joemama, proving to everyone that, you know what, when he doesn't want to play as a heel, he can actually come in here and box and give us a good show. And I want to see more from Don Ellis and from Joemama. So if you in the chat want to see more from these boxers, let us know in the comments below. Well, that's going to be it for us today here on Ringside VR. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming through and watching another awesome virtual reality boxing fight. And I want to take this moment to thank y'all for pushing the channel past 1K and pushing it all the way past 1,500. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. And I want to share a little fun story. So my wife saw that we passed 1K, and she decided to surprise me with some balloons, but ended up putting 1,000K. And I'm like, babe, that's a milli. And then she looked at me and I was like, you're right, I should dream bigger. So that's the goal from right now, from 1K to 1,000K with virtual reality boxing is what the new mission is. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I do know that it's not possible without viewers like you and without boxers like these two. So keep doing what y'all do, support the channel, and I'll keep bringing y'all the best virtual reality boxing experience that I can. Super M, signing off till next time.